Hello and welcome back to The Pulse. I'm Stuart Campbell. I'm in downtown Reno with Conor Flanagan, our entertainment guru. And Conor, you caught up with impersonator Greg London, who was here for just over 2 years, and I think a lot of you all saw him. So tell us a bit more about it.
Thanks, Stuart. Yes, we did catch up with Greg London, very talented impressionist. Actually, not only did we get an interview, but Greg kind of showed us what it's like to be an impressionist, the master impressionist, as a matter of fact. So we went backstage, talked with Greg, and covered all the stuff that he's going. He's on tour, by the way, and if you want to see him, he's going to be in Laughlin in June. But here we go with Greg London's interview. It should be pretty fascinating. Greg, thank you so much for coming on the show, sir.
I'm so proud to be on Pulse with you, man, with Conor Flanagan. This is terrific.
And well, I want to congratulate you right off the bat, as a matter of fact. Huge success, Viacom, man, first of all. And for winning the Best Entertainer in Nevada Magazine's 2009 Best of Nevada Reno survey, as a matter of fact.
Can you believe that? I mean, they had Donnie and Marie, they had the Bette Midler, and they choose me.
And they choose
wild.
I think it was much deserved, as a matter of fact.
We paid them, by the way. We paid everybody.
Good money, as a matter of fact.
There's only like 12 people that voted.
Well, if that's not enough to attribute to your success, I mean, 2.5 years does say a lot. I mean, does it seem like it's been 2.5 years?
Well, you know, it doesn't really seem like 2.5 years. When I first got here, I didn't expect to be here this long.
Yeah.
I expected to be here for 6 months, and you know, I didn't know what to expect in Reno, and in northern Nevada. I'd been to Tahoe before, but this really was a great experience for me. I mean, I love the area, I love the lake, obviously, I love the mountains, I love skiing, but see, I couldn't ski because if I stubbed my toe, when you're an entertainer, you're done. So I couldn't ski. I couldn't jet ski. I couldn't go on the lake, and you know, I mean, the million things you can't do as a singer. I couldn't even yell at a baseball game. At the Reno Aces game, I can't even yell.
That's right. You have a voice to protect. How does one get into impressionism?
That's, you know, I just sang it's a long story, longer than this segment, but it happened in England when I was used to watch the Salvation Army.
Of course.
You know who they are, and the purple, and they used to march by with their trumpets, and I used to talk this way. I grew up in England, so a little tiny kid like this. And I remember watching the Salvation Army go by and thinking, I want to be in that. So I picked up a trumpet and pretended to play in the parade. That was my impression of a trumpet player.
So you didn't pick up a trumpet, you pretended you were a trumpeter.
I had a trumpet, and I pretended to play the trumpet. I did an impression of a trumpet player.
Of course.
And that was my first impression. There you go.
Any family members?
Yeah, I mean, like son and daughter.
Of course.
Yeah, I've got a beautiful, beautiful son, Jason. He goes to school in Reno. Daughter that's doing. Now, can I tell you a story? See, I've got lots of stuff. I had a daughter. This is really serious. This is going to blow your mind.
Of course.
Because I am so proud of her. I had a daughter born without a left hand. She was born with a left hand, and when I first met her in this earth, I thought, "Whoa, what's going to happen with my little girl?" I got to tell you right now, she's 17 years old. She is number 11 in jumping horses in France.
No kidding.
This little girl who holds on with her legs as tight. You got a tear in your eye. This is a happy story.
I know.
This is a happy
continue.
story. This is what, you know, sometimes when I'm down and I could be behind one of these curtains, a lot of times I'm down behind these curtains because, you know, before the show. And I think about her and what she's been through in her life, and I realize, you know, there's nothing you can't do in life. You can do anything you want to do.
Of course.
And she's got a very minor little thing compared to others that I've met because of this now, because I work with charities that have major obstacles, and they can do it. You know, it's an amazing world.
So do they do any impressions? Can they do what Dad does, or do they? My son can.
My son's getting. Jason is 15, goes to Bishop now. This kid is blowing my mind. He's singing it, you know, and it's so funny because he's 15 years old, which he should like all the music that you play in your radio station.
Of course.
But he's not. He's singing the songs of my show.
I was going to ask, not impersonating any of his teachers too, which, by the way, I don't think would find that very flattering.
That's right. No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. So let that be a lesson to you, son. Don't let that happen. Well, also, I wanted to congratulate you. This is a big thing, and for winning the award, your rendition of "Everything I Own," by the way, which was a great song to pick. I remember that from a child growing up. But you won an award at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards earlier this month. Now, were you expected? I know it's a big thing just to be nominated, but when you actually heard your name called up there, I mean, was that just a big shock to you?
That blew my mind. Conor, it blew my mind because I didn't, number one, I'm a lot older than most of these people that are, like your age, they're at this award show.
Oh, stop it.
No, I mean, they're all younger. And I met these guys at the tables, and they had long blonde hair, and these rock guys from New York are coming out. I had 5 guys in my category, and no women, but all guys. And I met them all, and I heard their music, and it was great. So I didn't expect to win. I did a cover song, which I'm going to do an original coming up. But I thought I was just going to watch a show and be a presenter. And when they called my name, I couldn't believe it. I got up there, and I felt just like people do when they have nothing. I had nothing to say. I didn't know what to say.
So, in other words, you didn't have a prepared speech.
No, I didn't. I think that was good though, because I wasn't like, I now like to thank my producers and because I didn't. But I did thank the people that were part of my life. Monica, my wife, and the producers of Bob Byers and Audrey. But I did all those the right names. But I have to. As I walked off, I realized, God, there's so many people I should have thanked. Because this has been a long process. I've been working very hard to get to this where I am today.
I was going to say, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but this hopefully, I mean, obviously, as you get further into performing on albums, I mean, maybe you're going to have a big mantle to put some of these awards on. But I mean, it's really kind of cool. So
we have one right now, so it's huge. It'd be a tiny little,
well, they keep you humble that way, I'd like to believe. So, but in other words, I think what I was getting at was the fact that it's a lot different being one of those guys who wins the award than one of those that said, well, what were you there for? So you must have had an after party that you might have attended.
Yeah, I went to, what blew my mind, first of all, the one thing I did say was I mentioned all the other nominees. Because I knew that it would be nice if they mentioned me. And I mentioned them all and said that we're all winners. And I really, what does it mean to win? How can you really win? The other songs were terrific.
Of course.
But it's nice to be recognized in a room full of people that are in your industry.
Of course.
That's really exciting. And I did go to a couple parties, and I did do the red carpet thing, and I had the models all around me, and for a moment, I felt like a real star. For a moment, and then I went back and washed my clothes.
You are too humble, my friend. Too humble. You are a star. Don't ever forget.
You're my man. Don't forget that, my brother.
Of course. Greg, I want to say, it has been a pleasure and much deserved. Everything you got, and thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you again to Greg London and Company. Very talented. By the way, going to be on tour once again June of this year. You can check them out in Laughlin, Nevada at Harrah's. And if you want to check out the rest of the interview online, PulseTVOnline.com. It is back to the studio, Stuart and Michonne.
What an interesting guy.
Greg London, what can I say? He has a personality of his own.
It was just incredible how he just kind of was able to change his voice in so many different ways.
And change his personality from one to the other in a snap.
It was crazy. It's a shame he's left town, but you never know. He might come back.
Yeah.
Indeed. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. And we're going to we've got an entertainment calendar coming up. So any events you want to know about in town, have a look.
Stay tuned.